Well, I'm here for Lesko Help members this morning. But let me put in the chat here. I'm going to put in the links that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, Tammy, thank you so much. And there's a lot of things happening. Things are happening all the time. And that's why, yeah, I'm trying to get more people aware of current events, because that's where all these grants and stuff like that happen. Because they create new programs and new laws and new grant money and new free services, everything based on what's happening in our society. And that's why the politicians love doing that. They pass a law to give money to somebody and then they vote for them again. I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that, but it's nice to make fun out of it a little bit. I think if you don't have a sense of humor, man, it's hard to get through this stuff. And you really have to have humor to get through this life, I think. And that's why that's sort of like the lubricant of all that bad shit that's going to happen to you. Because it happens to you no matter who you are, no matter how much money you have, no matter what it is in life. That's just going to happen today. But there are a couple things I want to talk about initially. And I'll try to put these links into, I know I could do it easily on YouTube. I can sometimes do it on Instagram and on TikTok. I just started that. See if anybody's over there on TikTok. I'm trying to get it over there too. But most important thing in my mind is that members are not collecting their grants. Man, we give out $70,000 or more in grants just to members, and they're not collecting. So we have tens of thousands of dollars sitting there trying to get members to collect this stuff. So you have to tell them, we're trying to find you, but I know we all get so much crap in the emails and messages and all that stuff. So it's easy to get lost. And I think what happens most of us, particularly if we're living close to the edge here, is that we have so many problems every day. I mean, you're I was reading a book about, living when you don't have a lot of money, and it says most of the people, particularly with families, I mean, it's like having a day where you didn't sleep at all the night before. So every day is more like that with them, and that's why I'm trying to get the money to them so that they get a little, just a little, right? It doesn't solve all your problems. We give $500 or $1,000, but it may give you a little more hope. And that's what I'm really looking for, is that something we do or point you to something that gives you a little more hope in life. Because if you don't have that hope, then you're just not going to try. And that's the whole key, I think, of succeeding in life, is just trying. You don't need skills. You don't need people to know. You don't need any of this stuff. Maybe those people make it easier, but there's still, for the rest of us, it's all about just trying. And if you do that, but you're not going to try unless you have a little glimmer of hope once in a while. And that's what I hope these small grants do, of $500 and $1,000. And it's easy. You just put in a sentence of what you would do with $1,000. Or actually, we give out 30 laptop computers. And the deadline for that is on the 30th of this month. So you got another week to apply for that. And then on the 4th of, what are we up to? June. Man, that calendar flips fast when you're 80 years old. It just goes by like lightning. And so on the 4th, we give out $40,000. And all you have to put is just one sentence on what you would do with $1,000. I tried to download a list of grants that say violates policy. I see. Wait a minute. Which list are you doing? I didn't put any list to download. I put links on top. Patricia, or who is it? Marlene? I'm not sure where you're downloading that, Marlene. First Live. Oh, Angelica, good. Charity, can you put the link for downloading the 500 mini grant reports? Because maybe Marlene is going somewhere else. Okay. And by the way, the best help we have now, it's even better than me, are members that go live to help you. I mean, people like Tammy and Charity and all these other people that are volunteering their time to help you learn what they've learned. So you don't have to go up the learning curve. This is like our own meetup group. So we have a meetup group within, and they go online. So you can see them, talk to them, and ask a question. Hey, how the fuck did you do this? Man, this seems like, what's a pain in the ass? And it may be. And that's why they realize that. Tammy and everybody else is, oh, Marlene, see Tammy gave you a link down there. See if that works for you. And all the people who do this and volunteer their time, we have there's at least 2-3 hours every day. I think that today there's only like 2 hours. Tomorrow I see there's 3 hours of people that are there just to answer your questions. So you don't have to swim around in our stuff, because there is a lot of stuff, but it's certainly a lot better than Google, because all you'll find in Google is people who want to get your money. So you got to stay away from Google. And that's how do I get free money from the government? Well, there's millions of ways to do that. And if you're not a member of Lesko Help, and I'm reading something, I think it's from TikTok, you go to findhelp.org, and that's a good place to start if you've never done anything. But when you go there and put in your zip code and put in what you need money for, like rent or whatever it is, you have to do more than just fill out an application. You have to call people. And that's the only way you know exactly what is right for you. Otherwise, you're going to go around in circles and not get anything. And you don't want to do that, okay? And the only way you stop that is going on our live where we have Tammy and all the Mouseketeers will help you, so you don't go around in circles, because they did that in the beginning too, and they know what it is. Flipping houses, yes. I mean, the government, Trump used to have a seminar he would charge $30,000 for to be a real estate investor, and he had to give all the money back. Well, at least $25 million worth, which would be a hell of a lot of money for anybody, but maybe not for Trump, and that's important. But it is. I mean, and if you remember, just download item number 7 and 8 in the Lesko Meta Grant Reports. That's what every member should have, is the Lesko Meta Grant Report. That's my cheat sheet. After studying this stuff for almost 50 years, I think about 49 I'm at, but it's easy to round up to 50. So at 50 years, I have a report that I give everybody for free, and the members, of course, because I have to pay my rent too. And that's I need a bill for my parents. Yes, actually what to do is call your area office on aging. In other words, people want to buy one of those auxiliary dwelling units on their property. I mean, they're great and they're a lot of fun, and people are doing that. Some cities are giving money for that. To find out more about those, I would call your area office on aging. And actually, I would call that too if you're taking care of your parents, because they have all kinds of other programs you should know about. I mean, caregiver places and discounts, and don't have to pay property taxes and all this kind of stuff because you're a senior. And that's a good place to say. There are people, nonprofit organizations, and government offices that help you for free. Google is just people that want to get money to help you, okay? If you have money, you want to do that, God bless you, you know. But, you know, you don't have to. And that's why people stop their life. They prevent themselves from doing, because they think they need money to do it, and you do not. I mean, and even in my businesses, I always wanted a business, and I got money for the first 2 businesses, and they failed. The next time, I didn't use money, and they're the ones that were successful. Like even this one there. See, you don't need money. You get a website for nothing now, you know, and then you advertise on social media for nothing. I used to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to advertise, you know, just to do it and get a camera crew and all that kind of stuff that was required back in the day. Now, set up an iPhone. It's $200 I got used, and I'm ready to go. I need to start business for write-offs. We make too much and don't have any kids. Well, yes, you do. That's the best way. You could start a business on the side, and that's easy enough to do. Matt, what do you want to do is go to SBD Americas, AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. Americas, SBDC.org. Make an appointment with somebody there that you need help in starting a business on the side or something, because if you're making too much money, you don't want to just jump into something that's making no money. But you could start doing that, and you could even write off that. Now that you have a business on the side, you're using a room or whatever, you could start writing, a part of your mortgage off, because you're trying to make money in there too. So anything you're trying to make money with, you could write off. I mean, your country clubs, even your lunches with people, stuff like that. And that's why it's the biggest tax break in the world is having a business, and it'll never stop because all the rich people do that. You think Trump pays out of pocket for his private jets or whatever the hell he uses? No, they're all tax write-off. He pays no taxes. He lives like a king, right? Because he has a business, and they're not going to change that because too many people who have a lot of power in this country are living like that, and so they're not going to change that at all. But let me tell you some other things that I have in the links there. One is, besides my uncollected Lesko grants, please, and if you haven't applied, apply now. On the left-hand side of Lesko Help 2, we have all the applications, and you can see the list of winners too. So all the winners are listed there from the last probably 6, 8, 10 months. I don't even know. Actually, we've been doing this for about a year and a half, so we've got out millions. I don't think our business is millions. I don't know where the hell that came from. Well, it's really because a lot of people don't collect. You got to please collect, okay? Okay, here's another thing. The buy now, pay later people, when you buy something now, they say, oh, you want to pay 3 payments or 10 payments or whatever. Well, to me, that's a kind of scam. And what was wrong with those is that, it just was a way to people to get more sales while you're there. You don't have to pay now, don't worry, and people load up. So it's a money-making scheme for those people. But more importantly, it's not regulated. See, when you had the buy now, pay later scam, you have no recourse if they screw with your money, okay? So they could, and what was happening, you're returning the items and they wouldn't give you the money back. And so you have no recourse instead of hiring an attorney for thousands and thousands of dollars to try to get your money back. And what, you got $200 maybe or something like that? And it was crazy. But as of last night, what the government did, they are now regulated. So just like your credit card company, that's why I like credit cards better than debit cards. When you're paying for something, you don't know the people because you have recourse. If you don't like what you have and you turn it back, well, they have to give you the money back. And if they don't, they won't be able to use the credit cards, people anymore. And because that's of government regulation. See, that's regulated. So that's why you have more power in the system if by using a credit card, not a debit card, because that comes out of your bank and the bank won't chase them down, okay? But the credit card companies have to chase them down, okay? So that's why, to me, you use credit card company. I live in Nevada, set up an LLC. I need help funding the business. Look at item number 5, Sam. Download the Meta Grants report, okay? And look at item number 5. And ahead of 7 steps for starting your own business. Oh, Tammy loaded something down too, but we have a lot more. Download the 500 Meta Grants report. And item number 5, and make sure you download the Lesko's Meta Grant report, okay? And that's important for you to download because then you'll have all the sources, no matter what comes up. You have a broken car, you need a repair for that. You need health care, you need dental care, you need pet care, all that kind of stuff. I'm an inventor, a new idea. I'm looking for funding. I also military veteran, okay? Now that's important. What you want to do is, here's a phone number to call. Here's the phone number for veterans to call for free money and help on almost anything. This is the best service I've ever seen around. It's called the County Veteran Service Officer. And you call this number, 888-777-4443. 888-777-4443. They'll hook you up with somebody locally who gets paid by the government to help you find money for what you want to do. Okay, I need help, but don't qualify for programs in New York City. What kind of programs? Don't take my case pro bono. I don't know what kind of programs you have, but you can, there's a lot of free help for anything. And I don't know what the situation is. I don't know how many attorneys you cost, but if you're a member of Lesko Help, we have a state-by-state listing of all the free legal help that's available in your state. And there's legal help for anything. There's the legal help, free legal help to fight your attorney. There's free legal help to fight your doctor. There's free legal help to fight your you're a dry cleaner even, or your employer or whatever. All these things, because they're all regulated, and the government sets up organizations that help you get your justice, okay? So the buy now, pay later schemes. And here's another thing, there's two places to contact if you get screwed up with anything, is one, consumerfinance.org. So if somebody screws you over and whatever, particularly with your money, like your credit card, your banks, your car loan people, anything to do with money, you want to go to consumerfinance.org and file a complaint. For free, they will investigate. And see, just by having them get a letter from the government, hey, what'd you do to this lady? Or what'd you do to this person? They don't want to mess with that. Because if they want to fight it with a law, they're going to charge. Lawyer's going to charge them a lot of money. It's cheaper to pay you off. So that's consumerfinance.org. Learn your rights and get them enforced for free. And also your state attorney general's office. Now they'll investigate all these things too. That's what they do. That's what they are paid to do. And their website is NAAG.org, O-R-G, okay? So that's very important. Oh, Tammy, see, 50 new legal reports by state. Yes, wonderful. Tammy's got it on the nose there. So that's right, don't get scammed. People owe you money, go after it. And you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to call them or whatever. You find the agency that regulates them. They'll do it for you. And they're more powerful because they do this every day and they have the law on their side, okay? You're guessing, unless you come to their door with a baseball bat, they probably are going to ignore you. So you don't want to do that. And there's another thing in the news that's happening now. Are you not listening to me? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I can't answer all these questions. Don't worry. and there's something called zombie mortgages. There's thousands and thousands of people who are getting evicted or foreclosed on their property because they thought the mortgage was paid and they weren't. Okay, and I have links for this in the show notes here. And they're called zombie mortgages. And this happens when you bought a house and you took out a second mortgage to help pay for the down payment or whatever it is. It's a civil attorney malpractice. Great. Oh, wonderful. And well, then if it's attorney malpractice, go actually to the office in your state that regulates the attorney, okay? And notify them. That's the way to do it because they could lose their license if it's an attorney malpractice, okay? So that gives you power in the system. Don't hire an attorney. They're just going to chalk up, hours on you. Okay, so zombie mortgages. This happens to people when they bought a house, sometimes years and years ago, and like their mortgage changed hands and they were told, and people went out of business, all in the financial services business. A lot of people went out of business. And so you were told that you didn't have to pay the second mortgage. I mean, you forgot about it. This is like 10 years ago or whatever it is, 5, 10, 15 years ago. And so because the people gave you the money and went out of business. But what happened in the meantime, somebody bought that. In other words, our bank wants $20,000 for what? Bank, that's you have to find another bank. If that's for buying a house, you need $20,000. You have to find the programs that give you $20,000, and they're not at the bank. The bank doesn't give out grants. You have to go and find them, and that's why in Lesko Help, there's a report, item number 7. that shows you all the nonprofit organizations where you live that help people buy houses with down payment money and the like. And you have to call each one of those to find one that will work for you. Okay, let's go back to the zombie mortgages. Zombie mortgages, okay, the people, you had a mortgage so long ago, you got a second mortgage on it to pay it, and the people went out of business, and actually thousands of people that trapped like this, and people are coming and evicting them because they have the deed to the house and they're selling it. Because what happened is that second mortgage, the company went out of business, okay? But what they did is sell your note, and you were told that you didn't have to pay because the company went out of business. So you forgot all about it. But they sell that paper. See, and then you have people, sharks, go out and buy that paper. They'll get your loan, maybe you owe $10,000 or whatever, they'll get it for like $100, okay? So they get all these and then go and then harass people, okay? And you gotta pay $10,000 that you owed, and you were told it was that. And what they do is they sell your house. They have the right to sell, because when you sign that paper, 10, 15 years ago, it said if you don't pay, they sell your house to get the money, okay? So you're sitting there, all of a sudden somebody, and there's a story in the link I have here, I gave you a story, this lady's sitting there, she sees all these cars parked up, pulling up to her house, and they're auctioning off her house. She didn't even know. And that's what's happening. So you got to get protection from that, okay? And how do you do that? Here's what to do. You go to Just Shelter, JUSTSHELTER, justshelter.org, justshelter.org, and you talk to them. They have free legal help for housing, and they're all over the country. You put in your state, and you'll see dozens and dozens of organizations of legal services that are free where you live. Okay, these are things that are free, lawyers to help you save your house and get them out of there, okay? That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is, another good source is consumerfinance.org. And if you put in zombie second mortgage, you'll find that they have a nice little article about that you could read up on and find out more of the trouble you're in, okay? But the real legal help for any kind of housing, you're worried about getting thrown out of your house or whatever it is, justshelter.org. And even for renters, if you're going to be evicted, justshelter.org, okay? And also there's legal help if you go to findhelp.org and put in legal, you'll find hundreds and hundreds of free legal services for all kinds of problems you have. And you're worrying about applying for a grant, don't know how to fill it. If you put in grant or government applications, you'll find dozens and dozens of people that help you fill out the applications for free. But you do not need to get a grant writer, particularly if you've never even seen the application. Maybe if you see the application, but people are going around hiring grant writers and they don't even have the application in their hand, okay? You can't do that, okay? Because that's just people on the internet scaring the pants off you. You'll never be able to fill out that application. When in reality, the application is usually for an individual or even a small business, it's gonna be like 2 pages, fill in the blank, maybe 3, that's it. But you have all this fear shit in your head that you can't get out of because you lived with it for so long. It's hard to change habits, but you can. And that's why you don't spend money. If you start spending money to solve your problem, you'll just wind up to a bigger problem. If you don't have money and you're looking to solve your problems because you don't have money, you don't spend money, but you don't know your options because you went to Google, and Google just has billions of options for you to solve your problem, and all you have to do is give them money, right? Wait a minute, you don't have money. That's the reason why you're in trouble. Yeah, I have a business, I can't get my clients, I need help. Yes, okay, there's a lot lot of free help for any kind of business you want to start, any kind of invention you want to do, any kind of nonprofit you want to start or whatever. There's so much free help in every city in this country that's just sitting there waiting for you to call. Now, some of them are assholes too, but a lot of them are nice, and you just have to find a nice one. I mean, you try calling Comcast someday, and you'll find assholes there too. Everybody does. That's just way of the life. And actually, you see, the people who help you for free, the people who get money from you, they're going to kiss your ass until you get the money. Until you get money. People who don't get money from you, well, then you have to be nice to them, and that's what it is being nice to them. And you can, because they can help you more than anybody, help them more than your bank or anybody on the internet who say they're going to solve your problem and give you money. Is there free money to go out for artistic things like comedy and writing? Sure. As a freelancer, actually, you know who hires more comics than anybody else if you're doing stand-up? It's the government. Because they have clubs all over the world that they have entertainment in. And you could get gigs anywhere in the world. Or every state has an arts council that gives out grants to artists who live in that state. And there's probably a dozen, 2 dozen, maybe even 3 dozen different organizations in your state that does that. But you have to search, okay? And you can't search in Google. That's the death trap. That's the shark-infested waters. I miss seeing your commercials as a kid. Yeah, I'm not a kid anymore either. I bought cleaning branches. They stopped giving me jobs. What should I do? Well, go get help. You want to get free business help. You have any kind of problem with your business or a franchise or whatever. You need help from people who solve problems like yours every day. And that's what they get paid to do. And you don't have to pay them. That's the game. That's the magic in our society. And it may take a little work to find the right one for you, but what the hell? You spend a few hours there, you're going to save millions of dollars. Here's where you go for that free help. You go to SBA.gov, SBA.gov, and then /local-assistance, SBA.gov/local-assistance. Or you could go to findhelp.org and see what they have in there. Sometimes some of these are listed there too. But you'll get a better list from the SBA website, because there's 50 organizations where I live that help businesses for free. And they can help show you the money, give you free legal advice, give you free counseling, marketing advice, anything you need, and don't, particularly if you're an inventor, don't call an invention company. Call these people, because they'll help you and do the same thing better for free. Okay, please don't call invention companies. They're going to get $7,000 from you easily, maybe 10, 12. The Federal Trade Commission is always after most of these organizations because of scamming. They really don't do much, and that you can't get for free other places too. And the trick is, on any of that, if people will give you the money back if you don't like them, if they won't, then don't deal with them. It's not risk. Unless you have a lot of money, it doesn't matter. Score, can you help? What did you say before? Findhelp.org. Don't remember. But if I also talk to you about SBA.gov/local-assistance, SBA.gov/local-assistance, okay? You go there. And now remember, what we do at Lesko Help, and it's only $20. It's $20 a month. And you join our community, which is a loving community, what I call it, because everybody there loves each other, and they just try to help each other. And that's what we're all trying to do. People that now, tomorrow, we have 3 hours of members who will be live to help answer your questions about how to get grants, because they just got some. And they were like you just a couple months ago. Oh, love that hat. I got to change my outfit if you're going to give me a hat like that. And that's available, and they're there to help you. You can ask us 100 questions a day. There's never an upsell. When you pay $20, you got everything. Come on over. You can sleep here a couple nights too. But everything we have from anybody that's involved with this, you'll never pay extra. 20 bucks is it. And I can't believe it that we're making so much money, we give money back. So we give $70,000 every month back to people, okay? And that's what we're doing. With our profits. We don't keep it to buy yachts and all that kind of shit. I'm too old for that. I have too much fun helping people. And that's what I want to do until I die. It grows my heart. I can't build my body faster, bigger, more smarter, anything. All that shit is going downhill. I just get slower and forget more and everything like that. Yeah. So what I want to do is love harder. And that's, it seems to be spreading through the members that they want to love too. They want to love you too and want to help you just as much as I do, and even more. Because they're better at it. They've been doing this longer. This is new to me. I couldn't even say the word love a couple of years ago. Because growing up as a guy in the 50s, you said love, man, you had to get married. and that was it. But now I see every time I say it, my heart grows. And boy, that's, I think, the medicine for all of us. Loving people is the medicine that will cure so much, I feel. And that's what it does for me, and I can't talk for anybody else. And we all have different ways to get through life, and you gotta find your own heart. And you have to listen to your heart, I think, not to so-called experts. They give you a little clue sometimes, but it's really, listening to your heart. Because if you listen to your heart, then you do things that you really want to do in the way you really have it. It's all going to work differently for all of us because we're all different people. So what worked for somebody, may or may not work for somebody else. And that's important to realize that, because we always want somebody else's magic. They don't have magic. They're struggling and making it up as they go along too, just like you are. But maybe you could grab something from that and use it, so you don't fall off the cliff somewhere. Hiya, sending good vibes back to you. Thank you, Ray. Well, that's, ask Lesko. Boy, I don't think I still have that number. Boy, that's like 30 years ago. 1-800-ASK Lesko. I remember that on ESPN radio, I used to run it all the time. And that's, even that, I found out how you don't have to spend money for advertising. And that's what I was spending money for advertising, all the businesses that failed. Then I realized you don't have to. You get advertising for free. Because at least in the media there, you see my commercials, I didn't pay for them. I got them for free. And I gave them half the money to the radio station or the TV station was running it. So I was never in doubt I was going to make money. How much? I'd be in doubt with. And so if they had extra time, they had to sell it. If they couldn't get, $10,000 for a minute, well, then give me, and I'd give them half the money. So maybe I'd give them a couple thousand, but it's better than nothing for them. So there's always ways to do that. And the internet is even more like that. So if you're looking for marketing and think you have to spend money, don't, because you don't know how to spend it yet. Once you learn how to spend it, your business has been around for a while, and you know what people buy from what you have. You do that though through free marketing like this. Look at, I'm on 3-4 websites right now, getting data back, about what happened. If I had to buy advertising, it would cost me a fortune, right? And that's why it's so easy to start a business now. It's so easy to market. Sure, you're not going to do it instantly. Nothing happens instantly. The only thing that happens instantly, you go broke if you're spending money. That's going to happen faster than anything else. But if you don't spend money, then you can stay around long enough till you figured out what works. Salvador Deli, I replied to a newsletter email from you, but not sure what email reply directly. So I wanted to make sure you're happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you, Salvador. Yeah, wonderful. Thanks for everything. Yeah, email, of course, I don't see them all. And it's important. Oh, Juice Riley, nice. Oh, a little heart. Oh, that's a rose. Rose. Well, it's such a pleasure. You give me the most important gift of life. by just having some appreciation for what I do is the most wonderful gift in life that we all have and can get. And that's why I think that's the key to helping people. You help people and you get that gift back that is selfish. I do this because I'm very selfish. Because it feels so good by helping people. Oh my God, I see you in New York and I couldn't think who you were. Don't get up there much anymore. Yeah, I used to live up there. I used to do Fox News all the time. They used to love my stuff. Which is funny because I'm telling them about government programs and Fox people usually don't like the government. But I bought your book when I was 16. Remember, that's me. That's me. Well, listen, guys, I got to go out, exercise, come back, do more videos to help people, and that's what I'm going to be doing all day. Get up in the morning and do the same thing because I love what I do, and that keeps me alive and involved and feel of some value in life. And don't have to bitch about life because I'm doing something. So let me help you do something, do anything, doesn't matter. Fail at it, get out there and just fall on your ass because that's the way you're gonna grow. You don't grow from success, you grow from failure. Anybody can handle success, right? You get the money, you go to the bank, that's easy. Right? But how do you handle failure? Because that's what happens all the time. I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. So I'm practiced at that. Talk to you soon. Love you so much. Thank you so